The statistics report came out June 28th and indicated or estimated we had 810,000 acres of corn. Even though we got a lot of late corn, we've got the acres it looks like. And so yield-wise, of course, that later planted corn, typically if it's planted, say, later than the 1st of May, depends on where we're at in the state, that's usually when yields start to decline. That's rainfall really from March to July. I mean, we've had record rainfall. I mean, you know, the problem for the corn crop started back in March. I mean, typically we would like to plant in March and April. March 15th, April 15th, a lot of us had 10, 15 inches of rainfall. So we didn't get a lot done. So we ended up replanting a lot more corn this year than we have in the last 4 or 5 years. And to me, really, we've probably replanted more corn this year in 2019 than any given year since 2007. And so if you remember, 2007 was the Easter freeze, widespread replanting, and we probably replanted just as many acres this year because of the rainfall.
We started out, I think we started planting corn, it was right in the first week in April. We planted a couple hundred acres of rice first. And then we planted the corn, and of course we got a deluge of rain, but we went back and replanted probably a couple, 200 or 300 acres of corn and thought we were doing pretty good then until the river came up. And when the river came up, it backed in the bottom of some of our fields and drowned them out, so we had to replant a third time. I think we finished up planting corn May the 27th. Everybody's always referenced 1980 as the toughest year they've ever had. And after this year, we'll all be talking about 2019.
So the 2019 growing season for rice has been extremely difficult. I think that's probably putting it mildly. Most growers would agree out there. From the extremely delayed planting we had, we're really the slowest planting progress in 25 years. You have to go all the way back to 1993 to have planting progress that slow for us. And from there, I like to say that it only got worse. From that point in time, it's continued to rain, the wind has continued to blow very hard, so we've had extreme difficulty making herbicide applications, fertilizer applications, just generally staying on time with any management that we would desire, getting levees pulled, everything. The greater concern with that length of stringing out that rainfall really has turned toward the soybean crop and a lot of low-lying or the bottom ends of those fields where we now have had standing water for what was days as it continued to rain, and those fields now with all that rain are having a very hard time draining off, and large and small soybeans, you start leaving water on those fields for consecutive days, they cannot handle that condition. They'll scald, and we'll see a lot of soybean death. And add on top of it muddy water, putting dirt on those plants as well is going to help to bring them down. So we may see some additional replants of soybeans even on fields that have already been replanted once. You know, everybody continues to be concerned with everything that could happen has happened, so what's next? What have we forgotten that could happen in 2019 to us at this point? So fingers crossed it smooths out from here in an uneventful harvest, and we'll still have a little ways to go to understand the full impact of how many acres were affected by that.